Okay, hi everyone and welcome to CG Buildup, and today I'm going to be remaking a certain video that I made in the past about talking about the fill curve node, fixing some problems, and I came to realize that some of you guys are getting problems even after that solution. So I'm going to make an update of that method where I solve the problem that we normally get in the fill curve node. So I'm just going to start by selecting everything and deleting, and I'm just going to add in a curve cycle. Okay, and then I'm going to tab into edit mode, and I'm also going to add in a bezier. Just grab it to somewhere there, scale it a bit, and I'm also going to add in a cycle again, and I'm going to scale it up and grab it to this direction, that way and that way, simple like that. These three are going to be enough. So this is how we're going to do it. Very simple technique. So first thing that I'm going to do is simply I'm going to add in a mesh cycle somewhere there. So, and from this point I want you to first convert it into a mesh, just like that, a simple mesh, and later I'm going to need you to convert it back again into a curve, like that, mesh to a curve. And using an attribute statistic node, we're going to find the spline here which has the maximum number of points. Okay, so I'm going to connect here a spline length, and I'm going to connect the point count, and I'm going to connect this to the max somewhere there. Okay, I'm getting that, which is actually good. So, and I'm going to now set the position of these points, of these curves. Then I'm going to use a sample index. Okay, sample index, and we're going to sample a vector position. And when it comes to the index here, I'm going to connect in the parameter index. Okay, connect it as how I have connected, and I'm just going to grab the input somewhere there. Then here, if I connect it to the position, we get this, which is actually not good for the meantime. We want them to be, each curve to be in its own layer. So in the Z component, we're going to connect the index of the splines. So I'm currently using 3.4, but this method will work in higher values. So I'm going to use an interpolate domain. But if in higher versions, for example 3.6, it's using evaluate domain, something like that. Then from points, select the spline, float, it's an integer, and here connecting the index. Okay, and connect it there in the position. It should be working. I need to connect this value to the Z, and we get simply something like this. Okay, the one that is small is from the bezier, and like that, it's enough. Then later I'm going to set this spline to be cyclic, like that. Then I'm going to add in a trim curve node, and afterward again I'm going to add in a mesh cycle. But this one, I actually want the n-gon, the max, it to be an n-gon. Afterwards, I want the maximum number of points here. I want the maximum number of points to be, I mean, I need the point count in this curve from here. That's why I'm using a domain size. Then connect the point count to the vertices, and simply like that. Then I'm going to set the position of every point based on this curve here by using a sample index, and to the position for the, and we're actually sampling a vector value, and for the value we're going to connect the value node, the position node. Index, I'm just going to connect the index node. Then I'm going to connect this to the position. Now it looks like this, a bit odd, but it's going to make sense in the end. I'm just going to add in a merge by distance like this. Right now, by doing that, if I just move this a bit to the side, we have 4 faces. There is one face that is here, but you can't see it because it's very thin, somewhere around here in this region right now. Okay, and something to do is that I'm going to decrease the distance here by using a math node set to divide, and I'm going to connect to divide it by 1000, and 0.1 divide by 1000, just to make things more accurate. Then afterwards, I'm going to simply capture an attribute. Okay, I'm going to capture an attribute, and that attribute is a boolean. Okay, and that boolean is simply that there are vertices which have an edge neighbor greater than 1, greater than 2 actually. So I'm going to add in a compare node, and in this A, I'm just going to connect in the vertex neighbor like that, and I'm going to say, is it greater than 2? And if I check, yeah, we have points which have greater than 2, which that is good. Then I'm going to add in a duplicate elements, and I'm actually duplicating faces like that, and we're going to now use an accumulate field node. Okay, let's just return it back here by pressing Shift Alt if you have the node wrangler enabled. So I'm going to use an accumulate field node, and we're going to accumulate this information right here. Then I'm going to connect this mesh island index, connect it there, and we're going to check in the total. In all values that we're having right now, there are others, there are faces actually. If I maybe check in for faces, and let me see if it works. Yeah, it works. We have 1 1 1, and the other one that is 3. The one that is 3 is actually connecting, is this line that you're seeing right now, okay, from here all the way to the top, and that is the one that we don't want. So that's why if I set a delete node and I say greater than 1, connect it there, you can see we no longer have that thin face that is having, if that is occurring here in the middle. And if I just tap into this edit mode, and maybe for example in this portion here, I duplicate it somewhere along the X. Okay, you can see these, they have layered up, and they are always the number of splines that we had initially. So what I'm going to do right now is to reset them to be as original as the original splines were, which are this one here. And that's a very simple technique to do. What I'm going to simply do right now is just capture an attribute, and that attribute is a vector, which is the position. Before this deformation occurred, I'm just going to capture that information there. Then from here, I'm going to use a sample nearest, connect a sample nearest, and again from the same connect the sample index. Okay, and connect it there. Okay, index to index, and we are sampling a vector information, so simply change it from float to a vector information and connect this attribute from the capture attribute node to there. Then afterwards I can just grab all this. Let me just reload this. I can grab this and move it to somewhere there, and can do like a set position to, yeah, something like this, which must work, but this works only on meshes, so I'm just going to convert the curve to a mesh, and simply we are getting results that are more expectable. Okay, I can just take this one, grab it, move it anywhere, and we get results that are better. And you can make faces that are not planar, grab it to somewhere there, and we get results that are as expected. Okay, we can rotate this along the X, and we can get this spline has a face filled in the middle. And that's all that I wanted to present, something that I wanted to solve, that some of you guys might be getting an error in the fill curve node. And thanks for watching, and I hope this tutorial was understood and will helpful to someone who was getting problems with the fill curve node. With that all said, have a good one.